You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit GearHandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
Caroline, you should tell them about the newest thing that Bloody Happy Hour is doing.
A Patreon.
It's a Patreon. What is that?
That means you're basically like a VIP member, and there's 2 different levels that you can, subscribe to, and you get some perks. You maybe get like merch a little earlier. You get
exclusive merch.
You could get first dibs on signing up for a live show. You get episodes with no commercials.
You get our video because our video is no longer available on YouTube. It is only on Patreon. And the most important to me is you get videos of our live shows. So if you are far away and you couldn't make our last live show, it will be on the website. We're going to record this future live show. It's going to be on Patreon, but also bonus episodes each month. You guys tell us all the time you want more episodes. This is a way for you to get more episodes. So you're going to get our basic Tuesday, Thursdays that we always put out, right? But if you're on a Patreon, you're VIP, you're going to get more.
I can't wait to talk about in detail some more stories because I always have a lot of details I want to go to. I can law-splain. I might read a book.
They just unsubscribed. This is also going to be the exclusive place that Dirty Chat is going to go to. So if that is breaking some of your hearts, just go ahead and subscribe now. In order to hear the full content, it's going to be Patreon. Where do they go again?
Patreon.com/BloodyHappyHour.
Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
And this is Bloody Happy Hour.
What are we doing?
Drinking.
Oh, what are we having today? We're having high noon. We attempted to get the tequila high noon, but we couldn't because they were out. So we had to get the vodka high noon.
Oh, yes.
And so this is what we do. We tell a bloody story while we are having happy hour. Therefore, you sit back, relax, grab a beverage, and enjoy the show.
Yes.
And drink with us. Don't eat, because you never know if there's going to be like a, severed head or,
we'll just surprise you with it.
You just never know what's going to happen.
We don't really warn you. We just kind of let it roll off our tongues.
You should know that it's going to be offensive. And
she doesn't warn me. I don't warn her. So we're certainly not warning you guys.
All I know is we're going to Florida.
We're going to Florida. And I don't want to tell you anything about this case. I'm hoping you don't know it because it's kind of a well-known case and it's current.
If I don't know it, then who am I?
But
big fat loser.
I want to just tell you the story to see if you can kind of guess where it's going to go.
Okay.
Like what's going to happen. Let's just work on your FBI skills.
Okay.
So let's meet the Amato family.
Okay.
Chad and Margaret are mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Chad was a pharmacist and mom was an operations manager in a medical office. They had 3 boys. So Margaret was married before. Oldest boy is named Jason. She had that with her previous marriage. Had Jason with his previous marriage. But Chad loved him and ended up adopting him as his. Then together they had middle child, Cody, and then baby boy Grant. So he's the youngest. Okay. So we're in Chulota, Florida. It's like a half hour from Orlando.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing good ever. When we go to Florida.
You know, when we go to Florida, you get Florida Man. You got you nothing.
Just so, yeah. So let's go to Orlando. Now, these people had a great, like, all-American life. Like, he had a great job. She had a great job. They had a big, beautiful house in Orlando. Great careers. They vacationed well all the time. They put their kids through school. Margaret, in her spare time, trained horses because it's just what she loved to do.
I love it.
Cody and Grant, so the middle and the youngest, they were the bestest of friends. They almost look like twins. Inseparable. They had goals of becoming anesthesiologists together. They lived at home. I don't know that they really ever moved out. They lived at home in this big, beautiful house, but they had like a part of the home that was like for them. But their parents were going to retire soon and move to Tennessee, so they were going to get this house. So they had a goal of being anesthesiologists, money, living in this Florida home together, and they're going to drive matching BMWs.
Okay.
They would play video games all the time. Oh. And I have a red flag video game for grown men. Like, these are grown men.
Like the one
all
last
the time.
week who left the kid in the car to go play the video game?
That makes you do stupid shit like that. They also loved anime, which is another red flag. But they were also very productive because they were in anesthesiologist school at UCF, University of Central Florida. Yeah. Great school.
So then maybe they just needed a little, they work hard in school and they needed to have their little playtime.
They used to work out together, and I think they wrestled, like we're on the wrestling team. This was like their...
Is this going to turn into like the Poppin' Sisters or whatever?
No.
I'm not going to... I'm just making sure.
But keep guessing. Okay, so we're like 2010, 2012, that area. This story was very sketchy with giving me dates. They were working as a medical staff for a company called Advent, so they both had like these good nursing jobs while they were going to school and getting training to be anesthesiologists. And so their plans are on track, right? Goal 1 in anesthesiologist school. Well, Grant, baby boy, the youngest boy, gets kicked out of UCF anesthesiologist school.
Oh, no.
And the story that I found was that he was giving a patient an epidural, so the needle in the back to kind of numb you before you have a kid. And each patient, you're supposed to insert the needle differently depending on like their size, their stature, or whatever. Yeah. Stature. He injected the needle way too deep, but his like professor, teacher person was here coaxing him on what to do, and he didn't listen. He just kind of jabbed it in there way too deep. So then he got in trouble. And instead of him like saying, I'm sorry, I'm learning, he
ran off, got real pissed, threw a fit, little hissy fit.
They argued in front of everybody, so that's why he got kicked out.
No, sir.
So he's kicked out of anesthesiologist school. But he still got his job that he makes good money, so he's still working at Advent until a bunch of propofol went missing.
Oh,
do you recognize that
Michael
drug?
Jackson.
Michael Jackson drug went missing, like cases went missing. And
what would he be?
They tracked it back to him. Exactly. What do you think he would be doing with this drug?
I mean, obviously, like, it's like a painkiller, but like, why do you need? Isn't it a painkiller?
It makes like you. It's like a coma. Put you in a coma.
Why do you like?
Why do you want it? Yeah.
Why do you need? Why do you need it? But like, why do you need that much of it?
Missing, but he signed for it, so it's not like he really stole it. They're like, well, it's not there. So they confronted him about it, and he was not using it himself, obviously, because he'd be asleep. He was not selling it. He was administering it to patients on his shift at night. so they'll just be asleep and he won't have to take care of them.
Oh, no. What is...
It's like a babysitter giving kids Benadryl,
Yes.
so you don't have to, like, actually watch the kids.
Yes.
Now, he said it was because they were in pain and their pain medicine wasn't working and they needed something stronger. But you just don't go into a medicine cabinet and just give patients any medicine that you think is appropriate.
No.
It's prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah.
Nobody died, but he got fired.
As he should.
So, fired, kicked out of school, life is going down the drain. He's pretty screwed, and he's depressed, and he's awaiting to be arrested because this job is pressing charges for grand larceny because that medicine is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, he dives into video gaming.
Oh, comes a gamer.
And the internet. And he starts a Twitch account. Do you know what that does?
I sure know what Twitch is. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know, but
it's basically like a live streaming.
Yeah, and so they play their video games for hours and hours and hours. People watch them, subscribe to them, but people make a good living off of this. And he was like, well, that's going to be my new career, so let me start this Twitch account. Tried it. Didn't really do well. And so Chad and Margaret, mom and dad, begin seeing these large credit card charges on their card. Like multiple $600 charges, like back to back, like each day, okay? And they confront him, and he goes, oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm really want to be a gamer, and I really want my Twitch account, so I am using this money to basically promote my account on Twitch so that I can get more followers. And if I just get more followers and make money off of this, I'll be able to pay y'all back. Like, had a great story.
Yeah.
And all they want is for him to be successful, and this is where his life is at right now. So they're like, just let us know when you're going to use it, okay? But little do they know, he was actually going to a porn site. And he was having conversations with a live cam girl.
Oh, I do. I think I know it.
A Bulgarian girl named Sylvia. Okay? He was spending about 4 hours a night on the phone with her, which is like $600 a day because you pay like in these tokens. You know the story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so it's not really porn. Like, she would model clothes to him. She just sweet talks him. It's like a sugar daddy maybe type thing.
Yeah, like
sweet talks them, make them feel like they are the only men in the world. She'll model for them. They send her lingerie. She'll put it on for them. But I don't think it gets too dirty. But I don't know. And, he's really lonely right now. All he's doing is staying in the house, playing video games, and watching this porn site.
Yeah, well, this is his love of his life.
So he catches these hardcore feelings for her. Hardcore. And she is just good at her job. Like, she gives it an illusion of, like, this great relationship that they're having. Yeah. And she's beautiful. Like, I watched a documentary.
Oh, you watched her?
I did.
You found her on the cam?
There's a documentary, and it's a full season of just this story. It's called Ctrl-Alt-Desire, and it's on Paramount Plus. It's so good. I haven't finished it yet, but so there's a lot of like footage of him on there now, or them. This story. He loved the attention, but not only the attention of her. He loved the attention of the other, because he was making friends on this site. Yeah. So he was kind of catfishing. And he was like, told them all that he was a famous gamer that lived in a big house in Florida and that drove a BMW. He's really rich, and that's why he's on there all night. And so he was like, this fake life was a great life. And so he just wanted to be in this life all the time. And it just wasn't real at all. In order to keep this up, he had to continue to steal from his parents. $600 here, $600 there. Then he would start stealing from his brother Cody, who was making great money. as an anesthesiologist.
Yeah,
So
Cody's doing it.
Cody's doing it.
Yeah.
It's fall of like 2018. So there was like a gap in between this time. So it's fall 2018. Grant has been falling deeper and deeper and deeper for Sylvia, buying her gifts and lingerie. He was so desperate to talk to her that he took out a $65,000 loan against his family's home, like put his family's home up for collateral. How do you do that?
I have no clue.
But he did it. And so now he had this $65,000 that he ran through just to talk to Sylvia, and be on this.
And he never
site.
even has seen her in real life.
No, never touched a hair
Hair
on
on
her
her
head.
body.
No, he don't even know if she's got a vajayjay or a penis.
He don't even
She
know.
could be tucking it every night.
She could be tucking it every night.
He don't care. She makes him feel good. She's good at her job, Sylvia.
I guess so. I need to be like, Sylvia, what's your secret?
So in November of 2018, they got fed up. I mean, they set him down and they confronted him. And he was like, okay, I'm not using the money on Twitch. I'm in love with this model named Sylvia. We're in love.
Yeah, I mean,
We talk every night for 4 hours.
Every night.
Look at her.
It's the only one that she
hundreds
talks
of
to
images.
ever.
Yeah.
He's the only
and
one.
I mean, he does have to pay to talk to her, but that doesn't matter. That shows how dedicated he is to their relationship.
And she answers. So, I mean, obviously she's into him.
So
She's probably pregnant by him.
Now they're like,
They're pregnant. Now they're pregnant.
Virtual pregnancy.
Virtual pregnancy. Immaculate conception.
So the parents and the brother tried to be supportive. They wanted to help him because they realized this is a true addiction.
Oh, yeah. You think?
True addiction, right?
You just took out a $65,000 whatever the thing on the house.
So brother, So brother pays $15,000 for him a lawyer. Because remember, he's still facing grand larceny charges.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's confessing to being addicted to this girl, he's also saying how depressed he is because his life just went down the drain. So brother feels so bad because his life is going well.
You shouldn't have
So
shoved
gets
that
him a
epidural
lawyer.
in that person and stole the propofol.
Yes,
You dumbass. You did it yourself.
You did
It wasn't
it.
like you made a mistake. Like, you did shit on, like, because you're reckless.
Very. And he's not even the middle child. Like this.
And you're not even the middle
He's
child.
the baby child. The smallest child, whatever it is. Okay, so they had been planning. So before all this kind of went down, they always planned a trip to Japan to this anime convention because I like anime. And so brother just felt so bad for him and was just so proud of him for confessing this addiction that he was like, we're still going to go and I'm going to pay for it. Let's go to Japan, me, you, and other BFF, okay?
Okay.
So they're going to Japan. And it's fine, like the first couple days. But they go to dinner one night, and best friend goes to pay for his meal at dinner, and the card declines. Decline. So he calls, best friend calls his dad, because it's his dad helps manage the card. And his dad was like, well, looks like they shut it off because there are multiple $600 payments or charges made down there, so they shut off the card. Turns out, when he was asleep, somehow Grant got his card when they're in Japan, after he swore he wasn't talk to Sylvia, and stole some money to talk to Sylvia for 4 hours.
He really needed her.
He did. He missed her.
He was so lonely.
So now BFF is mad at him. Brother is pissed, so they get back home to the States. They come home from Japan, and shit hit the fan. Like, everybody's pissed. Like, we gave you the benefit of a doubt. We gave you these rules. You promised you wouldn't talk to her.
You don't.
And you did anyways.
Messed it up again.
And he left the house. He says, I'm going to deal with this my own way. And he left. And they didn't hear from
maybe
him
you need to go live with Sylvia.
for a couple days. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sylvia don't want to have nothing to do with him. He's gone for like maybe 2 days. but they are so sick and so worried that, like, he is going to, like, kill himself. So they fill out a missing persons report.
Well, what is he going to do? He doesn't have any money.
He was going to jump off a bridge. I don't know.
Well, maybe.
So filled out a missing persons report, and he was in contact. Okay, they were texting him, so they knew he wasn't dead. They just didn't know what he was going to do. But all his texts were like morbid, like, I have no reason to be here.
To live.
Yeah, like all this stuff. So that's why they called the police. Well, police found his car in another little small town, and he was at his Aunt Donna's house. So he just left and went to Aunt Donna's house.
Oh, yeah.
And so Aunt Donna, being a great aunt, she's like, oh, he showed up and he looked pale and scrawny, and like he just seemed like in need.
Some money?
And she was like, I just brought him in and I cooked for him, and he's just staying here like my nephew needed me.
Yeah.
What do you think he did?
Oh, he probably stole her damn credit card, and he went straight to see Sylvia on the computer for $600.
Yes. So after like
Well, the good
2
news-
days of being with Aunt Donna.
Good news is, if any of my nieces and nephews try to come to my house to see some cam girl, they ain't gonna get no money from no credit cards. So I ain't gotta worry about
Did
it.
Dirty Chad get it all?
Yeah, he got it all.
So poor Aunt Donna saw all these charges, like lots of charges within days of him being there. And she called up Brother Cody. And so Brother Cody was like, Aunt Donna, I'm so sorry. I will pay you back. Can you please not press charges? I have the money. I will pay you back. He's in a bad way. Like, I just don't want his life to be over. We don't want him to go to jail. Grant's dad is Donna's sister. So Grant's dad called, and Grant's dad is bawled on the phone with her, crying and just saying, I'm so sorry. It's been so bad. We've been dealing with this. But please don't call the police. Please don't press charges, because we want him to have a chance when this is over. They just kept thinking that, like, okay, he'll stop and then he'll be able to start this life, and, like, his life will be good, okay? They were very, very patient, I guess, with him. They just wanted the best.
Okay. What do you even do? I mean, you just got to, like, lock your shit up but so it doesn't steal it? You have, like, this thief.
And then why didn't they? Like, they would get new credit cards. He'd get that credit card and charge it. And then when he couldn't get the credit card, he went and got a loan in their name.
And then he would steal the drugs. Or he would do this. He's going to do anything he can to get what he wants.
What he wants. So, it's December 22nd.
And they usually do they hurt the people that are the closest to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they know there's nothing's going to happen. Like, they're not going to do anything. There's not going to be any consequences. So, December 22nd, 2018, they surprised him with an intervention.
Oh, that always goes well.
His brother Cody, who he's already stolen from, right, paid Aunt Donna back, already paid for his lawyer, and then has agreed to pay for him to go to rehab. $15,000. You're going to go to this rehab, a voluntary rehab program, to get help for pornography and internet addiction. Like, it specializes in pornography and internet addiction, because it is a thing. Like, it's a thing. So he agrees.
Oh.
I accept this help. Do you ever watch Intervention?
Yes.
I accept this help, and I will go. And
Most
I love
of them,
how on the way, they get high on the way. They'll let them get high. I need one more bowl. Or they're getting high, or they're drinking or something on the way, and they're like, sure.
I need my mouthwash.
Get high.
I need to drink down my mouthwash. I need one more sip of that mouthwash.
Well, he agreed. So he went like the next day, December 23rd.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
He left
December
rehab
25th. In like 30 minutes.
January 5th. So he lasted
So
a
he's
week and
cured.
a half to laugh.
He needs Sylvia.
It shouldn't have been voluntary.
I don't know how else to do it, but he needs Sylvia.
He needed Sylvia.
Maybe he should get a real human.
By this time, he has spent $250,000. Oh, yeah, buy him a hooker here.
Yeah.
Pace and, like, just let him get his mind off of it. They should have just did that.
They should have. It's their fault.
Let's get some.
It's actually the family's fault. It's actually, you know
Let's.
what? It's their fault.
Amatos.
Yeah.
No. So by this time, he has spent $250,000-ish of their money.
Oh, my.
Plus the $65,000 loan on the house. But if they press charges on him, they wouldn't have to pay any of it back. But they didn't want him to have a record. They want him to get out of rehab and just have clean slates. So
And they don't need the money.
Dad took back his retirement.
Oh, my.
Like he was like, I can't retire. I got to work a couple more years because I got to pay all this off. And he had to get a second mortgage on the house just to pay off all this credit card debt and this $65,000 loan against their house because they're going to lose their house. Like, it was a mess. But they didn't want to hurt him in his future. This motherfucker was 30 years old. Like, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, he did. But he was addicted.
I almost rather for you to be addicted to meth.
I think so.
Say, man, try this meth. You'll forget about Sylvia.
Yeah, and you'll be like, so...
You'll live on the streets and you don't got to worry about me.
Exactly.
You'll steal from other people.
Yeah, I'll see you at Thanksgiving and we'll go eat
Yeah.
together at the hall.
Yeah.
We'll give away the food.
You can spend the night on Saturdays to go to church only.
There you go. I'll meet you under the bridge for Sunday church.
Sunday church. So he's back at home. 2 weeks later, they let him come home. That is when you drive them back, or that is when you lock the door, okay? And they go to dinner that night to a great pizza place. And Chad's dad is very type A. I think they were both military. And he had a 2-page list of rules that he wrote in like black ink. And then he had another color pen that he was going to write notes in the pen, like any changes. Like, he was that very type A. Wow. So here's the rules.
That's why you're successful.
1, you had to get a job ASAP. Grant, get your ass a job. If you're going to be here, get a job. 2, no internet past midnight. What? It should be no internet, period. 3, you have to start paying your own cell phone bill.
How old are we? We're 30. Okay. This is sad, though. Like,
it is. Like, I don't know what to do.
You're making these rules, like, you obviously need to just be like,
go to jail. I don't got to worry about you in jail.
Go get a job. You can stay here. I don't even know if you can stay here.
No, go back to rehab or go to jail. That's what the intervention should have been. It's rehab or jail. Rehab or jail.
Yeah.
Finish rehab.
You done spent all $250,000. No.
So begin paying your own cell phone bill. Develop a plan, a written plan to pay the money back to all the people that you owe. You have to go to therapy, and you better make amends with all the people you hurt, because it's best friend, it's Cody, it's mom, it's dad, it's Aunt Donna. It's like, he didn't give a shit who it was. And then you have to sever 86 your relationship with Sylvia.
No. First of all, that's already too much. If you're trying to get me to do all that, I'm like, bye. I'm going to rehab. I'm going to live on the streets because
yeah,
I'm not giving up Sylvia.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be listening to any other rules. I'm not going to go make amends with everybody. They're not going to talk to me anyway.
Yeah. So.
And I don't even know how to make a plan to come up with $250,000.
What I do? I'm going to get a job at McDonald's making $12 an hour.
Yeah.
So I'll never pay anybody back.
47 years.
If you do not abide by these rules, Grant Amato, you will get kicked out of this house and you will not be welcome back.
Okay. Try me.
He agreed.
It's one where it's just like, oh, you're over there and I'm here, and we like basically live our own life,
Yeah,
but then we like
phone sex every once in a while.
yeah, and we like travel together.
And you'd like to think about the future, but no, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just fun talking about
I
it.
guess.
Well, so it's about 9 p.m. January 25th. So he abides-ish by these rules for a little bit.
Oh, no. I know what's about to happen. April getting them allergies. She about to get that allergy shot.
It's due.
It's due. Go get that damn shot.
For those of you that don't know, my special noise.
Just so you know, April, when she scratches her ear and she starts scratching it, she has to do the whole because it really gets it deep in the back, in the throat, and the neck.
Gets it all.
Gets it all.
So it's January 25th, 2019, and the Seminole County Sheriff Office get a call from a Craig. And a Craig is a coworker at Advent Health where Cody works. Cody did not show up to work.
Oh, no.
And he has never, ever, ever missed a day. He is never late. And he's always responds to his phone or text. Well, he's not responding, and his phone is going straight to voicemail. So Craig called the sheriff, and Craig was like, I need y'all to go do a well check because something's not right. So they show up to the house, and they do a well check. Cody's car's in the driveway. Mama Margaret's car's in the driveway, and Daddy Chad's car's in the driveway. But nobody answers the door. They beat on the windows. Nobody answers. They go to the back door. Nobody answers. They get air horns out, and they like make them go off in the windows. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So they decide we're going to have to disengage the deadbolt in the back door. So they went in through the back door, and the first body that they saw was Chad Amato, Daddy Chad. He was on his back, laying in his pool of blood. He had been shot twice in the head, execution style. He had a holster around his waist with a handgun in it, but it didn't look like he had drawn it or anything, drawn his handgun. Oh. Then they found brother Cody. He was curled up in a fetal position near the garage. He was wearing his scrubs as if he was going to work or getting off work. And he was shot in the face twice and lying in his own blood. He had a handgun a few feet from, like, his body. A gun.
What do they have with these guns?
Margaret was lying down in her room. She was shot in the back of the head twice, execution style, so mama. Nothing was missing in the house. Nothing that they could tell. Mm-mm. So police said the motivation was murder, only execution style. Well, so it's not a robbery, not anything.
Nope. Not a break-in. Nope.
Now, they could see pictures, and they knew that there was another person. Neighbors were like, another person lives in the house. His name is Grant, but where is he? He was not home. His car was not there. So they put out a bolo, be on the lookout for Grant. They start pulling toll tag records. And Cody had a girlfriend named Sloan. Sloan called the investigators, and she was like, diarrhea at the mouth. Grant is a weirdo. He's obsessed. He's been stealing money. Cody had been scared that he was going to hurt them because he had been so unhinged. Like, y'all need to find Grant. You need to find Grant. This was Grant. Okay? On the next day, okay, so also she said the day before the murder, so on the 24th, that Cody had got a call from his dad. Okay? And Dad was like, you need to come home. Grant's talking to Sylvia again. We got to get him out. Oh. And that she said that was the last time she ever saw him. Okay. Police find the older brother, Jason. Remember that older brother that was adopted? Yeah. He hadn't really been in the story. He talks to his mom every week, but he doesn't really talk to them. They find him, and they're like, Jason, what do you think's going on? Like, I'm sorry to tell you, your whole family is dead.
Sorry to tell you, your whole family's dead.
And he was like, where's Grant? I don't think Grant would do this, but Grant has not been himself lately. Like, y'all need to find Grant. We'll find out more if you find Grant. The next morning, they find Grant's car in front of a hotel parking lot. He had checked in on the 25th, so after he allegedly killed them, checked into a hotel. Deputies interviewed him. Oh. So he's at the police station.
Oh, he didn't kill himself.
And he said that he and his dad had got into it because they just gave him these unfair rules.
Unfair, completely. There was like 20 of them, and it was on a paper, and it was all in different colors.
Different color ink. Like it was,
Yeah, it was like a whole thing.
There was a yellow notepad. There was blue ink. There was red ink.
Like it was too much. Mm-mm.
And they forbid him from talking to the woman that he loved.
He was the woman that he was married to, basically.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
So when they found out he talked to him, they kicked him out. So they're like, there's some motive.
Mm-mm.
But he said when he left, he ran into his brother Cody right outside, and he told Cody what's going on. Cody was all upset, and Cody was like, I'll fix this for you. I'll fix this.
Cody was going to help.
He alluded that Cody must have been so mad. Remember, Cody had a gun next to his hand, and Dad had a gun on the holster. So he alluded to the police that Cody must have did a murder-suicide. Last time I saw him, he was pissed at my parents for being so unfair to me.
Oh, Cody. How dare you?
How dare you?
Oh, no.
But are you kidding me? Like, Cody was your biggest fan.
No.
She paid off your debt. He paid off your debts.
Cody was secretly seeing Sylvia.
Sylvia, too. They were both in love.
Maybe?
He said that they were like, do you realize there was a shooting at your house? And he was like, I did hear about a shooting. I'd went to the local coffee shop, went on the internet.
Yeah, I saw it on the news.
And they were like, so you didn't call and check on your family? And he was like, I just didn't want to really know.
I didn't want to bother them.
They questioned him for 3 hours, and he never asked not one time, what happened to his family.
No.
Like, are they alive? Are they dead? What happened? Not one time.
Yeah.
They
He's not a
showed
big
him
question
pics.
asker. He's not a big question. No.
They showed him pictures of the crime scene, and he covered his eyes, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So they bring in Big Brother Jason, and they did this for the Chris Watts story. It's like they couldn't get a confession out of him.
They brought the dad in.
They brought the dad in, and Dad got it out of him, right? So they brought in Big Brother Jason, and Jason was very torn because he was like, I don't think my brother could do this, but he's so very unhinged. Anyways, never confessed. So they brought Jason in. He didn't confess. So they were like, we're not going to get a confession. Let's comb through the hotel evidence, the car. Let's see what we can find at the mom. At his hotel, every single credit card that they owned was at the hotel. So he killed them and took all their credit cards.
He had no.
On the phone, there were images of like best friend's credit cards, aunt and uncle's credit cards, everybody's credit cards on his phone. And so he would just go through and use a different credit card each time he called. After he shot his family, he stole them. And within an hour, he called Sylvia and had a whole conversation with Sylvia. So this was enough evidence for them to arrest 3 counts, first-degree murder. Bond was denied at first. The second time, they gave him a bond, $750,000 bail. So he was like, oh,
I got all these credit cards.
well, he was like, they got life insurance. Let me cash in this life insurance.
No.
Yes.
No.
But he wasn't able to because you are currently in jail for killing them. They're not going to give you the life insurance company.
I would hope not.
So he was like, well, I got this big house, and it's basically being left to me. Let me sell this house, put this house up. And the judge was like, nope, that's not allowed either. So then he goes to the news outlets, and he was like, who wants to interview me? Anybody want to pay me to do these interviews?
This guy,
He needs
the worst. He needs the guillotine.
Guillotine. So they do start interviewing him because journalists are thirsty.
Yeah.
And he blames his
If it
brother.
If it leads, it leads.
Leads, yep.
Something like that.
He blamed his brother for helping getting him out of jail. He
Rehab.
talks about Jason, older brother Jason, and he was like, he should have helped me. He should have got me out of jail. And he complained about jail and like the lack of support
I hate
from
this
family.
guy. I don't even want to hear
He
anymore.
talked
I
about
hate
how
him.
horrible jail was. Now, at the trial, they had all this evidence of credit card charges.
All the things.
Best friend, the murder weapon was his best friend Blake's gun who he had stole from him a week earlier before he killed them.
Well,
so Blake
he'd be
testified.
stealing everything.
And so on July 31st, 2019, so that was literally 5 years ago, yesterday.
Yeah.
After 8 hours of deliberation, he was guilty on all 3 charges of first-degree murder.
Why did it take him 8 hours?
I know. First-degree premeditated murder. Because
clearly
you got a gun 2 weeks before
them,
and then you, like, laid out the crime
Sylvia
scene like it was
and she
a
had to
murder.
testify?
I was hoping that they did, because I wanted her to get on there and be like, no, he's gross. I only talked to him because he gave me money.
Yes.
But all they did was talk to her, and just basically she was like, no, he's gross. He was a little obsessed, but he gave me my money. She didn't have anything else to do with them. He got life in prison without the possibility of parole throughout the whole trial. And you can watch this trial. He showed no remorse.
He didn't care, because when you're a thief like that, you don't give a fuck. Like,
it is
you do
the
not.
Worst of the worst.
Yes, when you steal from people like that, well, obviously kill them, obviously. But whenever you just like blatantly steal,
yeah,
like being a thief that's just like
it's the low. Yeah,
it's low.
It is
low.
the lowest of the low.
Yeah, it's dirty, Chad.
It is.
You are literally below what feeds on pond scum. Like, you're below that.
Yeah. So there's been 2 documentaries about him. Well, first he filed for an appeal in 2021. Denied. And then there's been 2 documentaries about him. So he's very verbal. Like he likes to get paid to do these documentaries. He talks the whole time, and he talks about it like it's nothing. Ctrl-Alt-Desire and Killer Cases. And he's gross. Paramount Plus.
Don't have it. But I have it in a couple weeks when I'm house sitting again.
So go watch it.
I remember hearing this story somewhere years and years ago. And so it rang a bell because I knew that he spent all this money on this like internet person, but I couldn't remember all the details. So
I didn't know where this was going. Like, I was like, what? A family annihilator? But it's the kid who kills all of, like, it's
yeah, I got way out of hand.
fratricide and parricide all in one. Like, it's weird. It was a weird mix. And then behind the internet live, it's crazy. He's the worst. He was gross. Look up his picture. Look up Sylvia's picture. She was beautiful, but not worth spending all that money from. And there you go. Listen, if your kid watches anime and plays video games all the time, like those shooting ones, and then obsessed with guns because he was obsessed with guns, take him to intervention right now.
Yeah, just pull the plug. Pull the plug.
Just
get him out. Get him out. You know what? Just get him into sports. Like, just get him to play something else. Yeah. Get him outside.
No Japanese anime.
Go play, like, hide and go seek in the neighborhood, or like,
do something.
Whatever.
Buy him a hooker, a real hooker, and they won't get obsessed with the internet.
Exactly.
Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode to somebody, and we'll see y'all next week for a whole new. Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.